Alright, hello YouTube. So I started streaming and I wanted to play a bit, but I wanted to first take a look at those new alternative ascendancies in PoE 1. They've released the new ones this night for me. And yeah, I decided to make a video because at least one of them looks so cool. I've seen the Marauder one, this new one. I've seen this Shadow one. This is probably my favorite so far. It just looks so freaking busted and fun. And I have not seen the Daughter of Oshabi yet on the Ranger. So I'll probably go over the Marauder first. And yeah, the Marauder, I'm kind of split on it. Looks fun. Looks really, you can really build it into defensives, but still has some interesting things. For example, the defensive things I was talking about was especially this Calgarian armor. 50% of your armor and evasion rating from equipped body armor as basically, or is converted to ward. So that means if you get, for example, 4,000 armor on your brass dome, then you would get 2,000 armor and 2,000 ward. And with nodes, the other nodes connected, faster restoration of ward and increased global defenses, 100%, which scales both armor and ward, I think, at least. Armor, evasion, and energy shield are the standard defensive. Yeah, but it scales your armor, these global defensives, right? And these two look really fun to me. I think you can really quite easily build some really tanky chats as Marauder, and also getting this Lanai's air, so basically getting resolute technique without the no crits downside, plus connected to far shot, maybe some kind of a bow build on Marauder, right? And also what was a bit interesting was this 50% chance to block flat on your shield, basically. And 1000% increased stun and block recovery. I don't really know. Maybe some cast on stun build. I've never really played these kinds of builds. And yeah, basically the only build I played was cast on crit, right? So maybe some cast on stun guys will be happy. I don't really know. And what was interesting for those strength stackers out there, 150 strength for drawback of no intelligence. Well, I think that is fine with me, right? What are you doing? Sorry, my parrot's currently sitting on my monitor and I cannot see my mouse over him. Alright. Brisson can work here. What are these conditions? Work, record a video. Yeah, and the last thing, increased duration per turn strength. This is one of those things where, at least me, where I know it's probably completely busted, but I can't figure out what kind of build would I play with this node. Maybe some kind of a bleed build or ailment build that scales with duration, right? Something, but this probably is really busted, to be honest. And I'm looking forward to see people what they can make of this ascendancy point. Yeah, so this was the Marauder. Looks good to me, but my favorite so far from all of these, the Shadow Surfcaster. Chill guy. It even says it here. Chill guy. Right? The first thing that came to my mind was Within the Tempest. Enemies you kill are shocked, and shocks you inflict spread to other enemies within 1.5 meters. That, I think, means infinite in Pulsar's chains. Because in Pulsar itself, the explosion occurs only when you kill a shocked enemy. So the enemy has to be shocked to explode, right? But, and the explosion cannot do shock. It cannot shock the explosion, so basically it stops the infinite chain. But maybe with this, I assume it's gonna be infinite chain because it says enemies you kill are shocked. That means each enemy that basically you kill is shocked. So it should explode every enemy. Even those that you kill with Impulsa's explosion, they should be shocked. And the shock will spread to other enemies. So probably maybe infinite Impulsa's explosion, right? That's the first thing. The other thing was Stormy Seas. For lightning converted to cold, and your cold damage can shock. Sounds cool to me. And it leads to Glacial Wave and Changing Seasons. Enemies chilled enemies chilled by your hits lessen their damage dealt by half of the chill effect. Seems good defensively, right? With, what is it, 30 maximum chill effect? So that means 15 less damage. Good. Enemies chilled by your hits have their damage taken increased by the chill effect. And that means maximum chill effect is again 30. You can increase it through some ways on the skill tree, I think, but I'm not sure how now at the moment. But yeah, the chill effect would increase the... What's happening? Jesus. The chill effect would increase the mob's damage taken by 30. And Changing Seasons, all damage taken from hits can chill you, and the chill effect on you is reversed. So that's basically the ring I cannot remember the name of. Basically reverse chill. Perma reverse chill, right? So you get your speed. Basically, what it would mean, if you're chilled for 30%, you would get 30% increased action speed, right? Brine-bound, 50% chance to freeze enemies for 1 second when they hit you, and enemies you freeze remain frozen for at least 1 second. That, to me, is not all that impressive, but all of these four nodes, other nodes, sound really cool, and these three are my favorite ones by far. So let's take it from the least interesting one to me. Sea Legs, 30% cold and lightning res. Crit chance is increased by overcapped lightning res. Evasion rating is increased by overcapped cold res. Maybe good for some builds, but not sure at the moment. But surely sounds cool. Scaling, well, basically damage and defense, always nice, right? And yeah, now let's get to the juicy stuff. These three, I love them. The first one, Ghost of the Deep. You are touched by tormented illegal fishermen, granting 20% increased damage, 30 attack speed, 30 cast speed, and 30 movement speed. This sounds... This is just the thing that really you're gonna love after PoE 2, right? If you've played PoE 1 before, you're gonna love this after playing PoE 2. Getting all the speed, all the cast speed, and just blasting through maps like maniac. You're gonna love this one. I will. And then my maybe two of the most favorite ones, Screaming Reels and Bated Breath. 50% more cast speed, and it's more cast speed while holding a fishing rod. And Bated Breath, all hits are critical strikes while holding a fishing rod. This sounds just really cool to me, because I've dropped fishing rods. I think I've got, what, like 6,000-7,000 hours in PoE, and I've dropped, I think, 2 or 3 fishing rods so far. And I always wanted to make some meme build with it, but you cannot really, because all that can roll on a fishing rod, I think it's 200-100 weapon basically, but all that can roll are these useless stats, right? But the thing I found are you can, at least according to PoEDB, you can still roll bestiary suffixes or these aspects skill on the fishing rod. So maybe you could at least use it as a placeholder for some of your aspect skills, right? So yeah, I'm probably gonna be trying to league start this Ascendancy. Maybe, I'm not sure yet, but probably just because of the speed and of the what I said, meme-ness of the of the ascendancy. Even the flavor text for the ascendancy is cool. So where is it? The flavor text. Yeah. The Surfcaster is simply a chill guy. His home is with the sea, for which he attunes to gain control of the cold and lightning elements. An expert fisherman himself, you can reap great rewards for holding a fishing rod, if you can find him one. Right? Pretty cool, pretty funny. Haha. Not, but really, I laughed quite a lot when I was reading it for the first time. Yeah, so this is probably my starter. And let's take a look at the last one. The Oshabi daughter has great respect for nature, particularly the forest. She shares many of the powers of the Warden of the Magi. What was the Warden of the Magi? Wasn't it the... Jeez, what was the league? I feel like I'm sclerotic. Wildwood, the league with Wildwood Wisps, where you get the second ascendancies, right? As well as being empowered by shrines or utilizing sacred wisps to aid wound attacks. Yeah, so this probably is the one. So this is a wonder ascendancy. Let's see. Oath of the Magi. Defenses from equipped body armors are doubled if it has no sockets. 60% to all ally res if your equipped helmet has no sockets. 30% increased maximum life if equipped gloves have no sockets, and 30% movement speed if equipped boots have no sockets. Alright. So maybe getting trying to craft those some of those insane wonder gloves, right? And getting a shit ton of movement speed elsewhere, and then having no sockets basically in your gear and going kinetic bolt. Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is probably gonna be good for kinetic bolt blasters. If they can justify having only maybe their kinetic bolt socketed in gloves, which usually they do anyways. So maybe, I bet someone's gonna make something crazy with this. Illuminating wisps. +2 maximum number of wisps. +2 to number of sacred wisps summoned. Oh, this is for the sacred wisp support gems. So that basically means... What is the... I can't remember if the sacred wisp support gem is a basically 50% more damage or 100% more damage. Can't remember at the moment, but even if it's 50, it would make it 100, right? And probably it's gonna be good for clear even, because you're gonna shoot more projectiles, and usually you do not need all that much damage for white monsters, right? So this is, I bet this is gonna be good, and most importantly, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Skills supported by Spellslinger have increased 50% increased CDR, and skills supported by Spellslinger have 50% reduced mana reservation. Alright, I've never played the Spellslinger build, and don't really know what that means. Probably good, right? Anything that gives you cooldown recovery is good, generally. Forest tracking. Increased attack damage per 450 evasion. It's 2%. Rare and unique enemies within 120 meters have minimap icons. Yeah, so basically the wall hack again. But this? Isn't it just a better Dream Feather? Replica Dream Feather? So, pure evasion stacking? That sounds like a build. That sounds like a build. Alright. Maybe combine it with accuracy stacking and you're fine. Since I think I remember they made some changes basically for accuracy stackers, and then it's a bit harder to get increases to attack damage on accuracy stackers. So this would help a lot, I bet, because you could get a lot of evasion rating on an accuracy stacker, I bet. But I'm not sure. You wanna always use those uniques, right? So maybe not, maybe I'm talking just bullshit here. But anyways, looks like a good amounts of increased damage for some kinds of evasion stacking builds. Roots of the Grove. All damage inflicts poison against enemies affected by at least 5 grasping vines. Inflict 1 grasping vine on hit. Alright. So maybe Poison Molten Strike is back. And back a lot. Back a lot, because I always wanted to make a Original Sin build, like Original Sin that would basically do a poison, right? And or maybe you can do a Poison Tornado that hits every 0.25 seconds. So maybe a Poison Tornado would be viable too. Or the Tornado of Elemental Turbulence, I should say. Yeah, this sounds really cool. This sounds really cool. Trigger level 20, create lesser shrine when you kill an enemy. Yeah, whatever, I don't really love this because I always missed it with the item. And then I basically had to back travel to find the shrine. Gain random shrine buff every 10 seconds, but that sounds really good. Yeah, this Ascendancy, by far my favorite two things are all damage inflicts poison against enemies. Basically these Roots of the Grove. Probably my favorite, and second favorite is the Illuminating Wisps, and third is the Oath of the Magi. Sounds cool. Sounds cool to me. Maybe I'll try to make another build. I don't know how much time we're gonna get. I think it's gonna be for a month. So I'm not sure, but yeah, this really looks fun. And I may do Poison Tornado of Elemental Turbulence with this one. But this one is really my premiere to go. And I think I'm gonna love it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, and I'm not even sure if I will start it, because this with the more cast speed modifier, if you're wielding a fishing rod or holding a fishing rod, this basically ties me to go a spellcaster, and I usually don't start spellcasters. I think I've started the league not as melee like 2 or 3 times. Probably 2 or 3 times, something like that. So yeah, but guess I'll have to see. I think there's gonna be more ascendancies, right? So maybe something's gonna pop up, something really interesting, and I'm gonna change my mind. But for now, Surfcaster looks absolutely bonkers to me, and I can't wait to play it. So yeah, this is all I wanted to say. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Tell me in the comments, what are you the most hyped to play? Or what kind of Ascendancy would you like to play? And yeah, like and subscribe if you liked it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye, Exiles.